Here are the top 7 advertising trends you can't ignore in 2025. Welcome back to Exploding Topics. Now, there is a massive amount of new tech that is changing the industry almost every week. Things like AI predictive analytics, shoppable videos, AR and VR experiences. And this isn't just about a couple of new cool gadgets. This signals a fundamental change in the way that advertisers and e-com brands find their customers. So in this video, I'm going to cover the biggest 7 advertising trends that are coming your way in 2025, and exactly how you can take advantage of these trends to increase your revenue and move your business forward. So no more preamble, let's dive right in. Imagine that you could personalize all of your ads to the individual consumer, showing videos specific to their interest and how exactly they would use your product. It's not science fiction, we are barreling towards this reality. In fact, tailoring ads to an individual's preferences is going to be the norm. Dynamic Creative Optimization, or DCO, is a way for brands to automatically show the most relevant version of that ad to the individual consumer. Imagine this like a smart billboard that automatically changes its message, its images, its offers, specific to whoever is walking by it at that moment. Rather than just having 1, 2, 5 pieces of ad creative, every brand can have an entire library of ad creative that they can use depending on who's watching. Swapping out different headlines, product images, calls to action, analyzing user behavior, preferences, context, their device type, their browsing behavior, the time of day, their general location, all of this. It'll even be able to consider things like weather and current events to deliver ultra-relevant ads. And then once analyzed, it adjusts things like the images, the videos, the text to maximize relevance and engagement. By using AI to select the most relevant visual components for each individual shopper, you can actually improve your click-through rates by up to 31%. And the cool thing is that over time, the system continues to learn and adapt. If one image or ad consistently brings in the most revenue, the most clicks, it'll automatically adjust to favor that creative. Or if another element is working less, the system will use that element less. The goal is to make sure that every viewer sees an ad that's relevant to them specifically, without the advertiser having to manually change things around. And that's in contrast to the not-so-old way of doing things where people would have to spend thousands and thousands on marketing agencies to do all this for them, or to manually toggle between interests, age groups, all these different factors almost every day. So let's make up an example. Imagine that you're getting ads for a travel company. Without DCO, you'd probably see the same generic ad over and over again. That might just be an image of the beach and a message that says, "Plan your vacation now." But now that ad can change based on who's watching it and where they are in the customer journey. For example, let's say that you're a tennis player and you're always getting hit with tennis-related reels and content. For first-time viewers, the system knows that you play tennis, but that you've never booked an online vacation before. So it might show you a video of 2 people playing tennis at a beautiful resort in Maui. Now for returning visitors who have an interest in beaches and who are now getting more of that kind of content, you might see a version highlighting resorts in Hawaii that have the best courts overall, with a message like "Save 20% on Maui getaways," and a stunning sunset near the ocean. Now suppose the system knows that you've visited the booking site for the travel company, or it knows that you've compared prices, so basically it knows that you're ready to book. It might show you an ad based on a limited time discount. Last chance to book your tennis getaway. Book now and get a free room upgrade. Obviously, an adaptive campaign like this is going to be way more effective than something more generic. And when I said that you shouldn't mess with the targeting of your ads, I meant it. AI is and will be a much better ad manager than the best agencies in the world, with these systems capable of identifying effective strategies and scaling them automatically, making real-time adjustments to ad placements and budgets without any human intervention at all. This not only improves campaign performance across acquisition, retention, retargeting, but it also strengthens the setup process, handling data preparation, analysis, and delivery at scale while maintaining your brand guidelines. And that means that all you have to do for now is just focus on giving it the right creative. Speaking of creative, let's talk about another really important advertising trend here, which is contextual advertising. It's basically a way of placing online ads so that they naturally fit in with the content that person's already watching. Rather than focusing on who you are as an individual, contextual advertising focuses on what's on your screen right now. They use keywords, themes, and topics in the content that you're viewing to figure out what types of ads would be most relevant to you. And that might mean taking one product and customizing it for a whole bunch of different audiences and niches. Let's take a look at an example that I noticed last week. Temu is doing a great job at contextual advertising. This product was getting a ton of attention, this mini high-powered fan. Temu runs a lot of ads for this product, but in different niches and different angles. So for example, in this first one, it's being used by a camping and outdoor enthusiast to help start a campfire. And in this one, it's being used to blow fresh snow off someone's car. And in this one, it's being used to deep clean a keyboard. Each of these ads is supposed to spark that aha moment in a different type of viewer, somebody who's gonna say, "Oh, that'd be perfect for my use case." The goal for contextual ads is really to feel more natural and less intrusive, since it's related to what you're already looking at online. And also, this is important because you have zero time to waste when you're showing somebody an ad. Data shows that Gen Z loses focus on an ad after 1.3 seconds, and honestly, that even feels high to me. Anytime I see a sponsored post or some ad on Instagram or TikTok where the person's like, "Hi, my name is," waste of time. And you'll notice that in those Temu examples that I showed you, it gets right to the point. It doesn't tell you what it's going to do, it shows you immediately how it's going to make your life easier. That's what your ads need to do. So start thinking about what niches that you can target with the same products to make a bunch of different ad creatives. Then let AI take care of your targeting. So the next question that you might have is, how do you create this giant library of customized content? So let's talk about using AI to generate ad content. Now we'll break this part into two sections. First, let's talk about using AI to generate ad copy. And the benefits here are clear. Dynamic personalization makes your copy super relevant to the individual person. You're also going to see a big improvement in your ROI because it's automatically scaling the copy that's doing well. The inverse is that you're also reducing this wasted ad spend that comes from constantly running and pausing your ad creatives. You also get to capitalize on trending topics and time-sensitive opportunities. And a huge benefit here is multilingual copy support. So if you'd like to get some help from AI in writing your copy, here are a few tools you can check out. First is Jasper. You can use it to personalize drip campaigns and multi-channel ads. It can also rewrite your content to help you meet your goals. And it might do that by altering the format or the tone. Generally, it's the best for long-form content and marketing campaigns. The tool Anyword provides predictive analysis to score copy effectiveness based on the demographics of your audience. And they claim to boost conversion rates by 30%. Generally, it seems like this one is best for data-driven copy optimization. AdCreative.ai generates data-driven ad creative, including banners, videos, texts, and product shoots, with reported improvements in conversions and click-through rates. Generally, this one seems best for visual ad creation. Now, this is interesting. One thing that I noticed when I was doing all the research on these tools is that there's a really clear pattern in the search growth. All of them have this huge spike in growth between 2023 and 2024, and then a steep drop off in searches. So this tells me that everybody got really excited about these tools that were all coming out at the same time that can help cut all this time and save money, but then realized the tech wasn't quite there yet, and the searches dropped off. And that seems to happen a lot recently with AI tools. There's all this crazy hype that pops up when it first is released, and then as people realize it's not the answer to every single one of their problems, it drops off a little bit. That said, Jasper, Anyword, and AdCreative have overall been pretty well received, so those are the ones that I'd recommend starting with. If there are other ones that you've had a lot of success with, do please let me know in the comments. So second is the text to video generation portion of creating your ads. There are so many text to video tools that are constantly popping up. So if you want to use a few of these to start creating your ad creative videos, here's what I'd start with. GPT's Sora is the latest to be released and probably the most highly anticipated. You can also check out Steve AI. Just add your text prompt and it automatically generates high-quality videos, complete with animations, voiceover, and customizable elements. You can also check out the platform Invideo that lets you customize video length, the format, the voiceover accent, and more. With the platform Fliki, you've got 2,000 natural-sounding voices in over 80 languages. As a videographer and editor of over 15 years, the best advice that I can give you when you're creating your ads is to shot list everything out. Do a mini script for every single one of your ad versions, and then from there, you can create this giant list of shots so you can go through these platforms one by one and generate every single one before you start your editing. I do anticipate that at some point in the future, you won't have to do any of this creation yourself. It'll just automatically scan what ads are performing best and then create a finished version. But the tools are not there yet. You do have to create these shot lists, create your structure, and then let AI handle the targeting and personalization of the ad copy. Next, let's talk about voluntary data sharing. With stricter data regulations and the depreciation of third-party cookies, companies are going to have to implement much stricter data mining protocols, collecting and processing only the data necessary for specific products and services requested by consumers. Other regulations are going to force social media companies and big data owners to conduct annual impact assessments for their AI algorithms and responding to consumer data requests within 15 days. The American Privacy Rights Act is also compelling these companies to appoint dedicated privacy or data security officers, establish data security practices, and prepare for a new private right of action that allows consumers to file lawsuits for privacy violations. So let's talk about a bit what's emerging right now. Google's Privacy Sandbox initiative aims to replace third-party cookies with privacy-preserving alternatives for digital ads. Key components are the Topics API for interest-based targeting, the Protected Audience API for remarketing, and the Attribution Reporting API, specifically for measuring ad performance. And this does pose problems for advertisers because it could mean less precise targeting and increased competition in the ad space. Advertisers are going to have to rely on first-party data, contextual advertising, and privacy-centric targeting. most of all, in 2025, success is going to depend on creating value-based exchanges. And that means offering consumers a compelling reason to share their data and being transparent about how you're going to use it. That might mean something that we all see all the time, like 20% discounts when you sign up to the email list. Just be sure to iterate that you're not going to spam people. Those messages go a long way. Be transparent and tell people exactly how their data is going to be used. And most importantly, give people control over what data they share. If you have any questions about how to adapt your strategy to these new privacy laws, let me know in the comments. Imagine you're watching a video on Instagram or TikTok and you actually pause the video and you can purchase different items that people are wearing literally inside the video. Let's talk about a crucial advertising trend for 2025, which is shoppable videos. These are videos where you can click on the items that are featured in the video and purchase them without ever leaving the page. They work by adding these sticky little hotspots that track objects across your screen. For us video editors, this was always a really manual, time-intensive process to motion track individual objects, to attach text or things to them. But now these algorithms are just doing it automatically. Combine this with the ability for the AI to decide what content is best suited for that viewer and being able to 100% customize the products featured in that video. This also means that your website content is never going to be the same. Let's take Bunu, for example. You can literally turn your lifestyle images into videos using AI avatars. Fashion brands. Imagine how much money you could save on models, photo shoots, video editors, if all you had to do was upload your lifestyle pictures or your product photos, and it automatically put them on AI models and created videos for you. Another crazy profitable way to use this tool is in tutorials. Think about how common beauty tutorials, how-to videos are across all these different platforms. Now imagine that while you're watching these videos, you can just pause and click on anything that they're wearing or using in the video and buy it right there. This isn't just a new way to advertise. This is a complete shift in the foundations of advertising. If you want to check out some shoppable video tools, here's a few that you can check out: VideoWise, Tolstoy, Vimeo, and TagShop. Now let's talk about an important trend that probably everybody has heard of, which is VR and AR experiences. Okay, so let's say that you've got a homeware and furniture e-com shop. You've used these hyper-personalized marketing tools to show people what your furniture would look like in a whole range of different houses and apartments. Now you're ready to take things one step further and give people the ability to literally put your products in their home virtually. That is what's coming next. This might look like collecting and analyzing user data and then creating personalized AR content, providing real-time adaptation. Soon, brands are all going to be able to offer virtual try-ons, interactive product demonstrations, and location-based AR experiences based on wherever that user is and what they like.
Just imagine what that could do for conversion rates.
Personally, what I'd like to see is an AR integration with Instagram Reel filters. Everybody's seen those weird filters where, you face swap or you make yourself look like a dog or whatever. But imagine using one to realistically show what this new shirt would look like on your body, or what this hat would look like, or what this chair would look like in your apartment, without ever having to leave Instagram, TikTok, or whatever platform you're using. Now stay tuned, because as more of these platforms and technologies emerge, I'm going to do more content about them, so make sure you subscribe.
Hey Ben, are you looking for a new lens this year? Great. Check out this new one from Sony that's compatible with your camera.
I don't like this. This is creepy.
No, it's not.
The crazy and creepy thing is that this is not far off at all. So let's talk about voice search. Voice search is expected to be a hugely important component of advertising in 2025. And this is for a couple of reasons. First off, more people are using voice search now than ever before. That also means a big change for SEO. More than 50% of adults use voice search daily, and more than 20% of the searches happening in the Google app are done with voice search. Now, this forces brands to adapt. More specifically, they're optimizing their content for natural language queries, incorporating long-tail keywords and question-based phrases that mirror how people already use voice search. So what does this look like? Let's say an e-com brand typically targets the short-tail keyword running shoes. In adapting their strategy for voice search, they might switch to optimizing for something like, what are the best lightweight running shoes for long distance runners? Or how do I choose comfortable running shoes for marathon training? This is just like the personalized marketing strategies we discussed earlier in the video. The big commonality here is creating content for all these different niches using one or a handful of products. So, how do you get started? You're going to develop personalized campaigns that analyze user data to tailor content and recommendations. That means creating more content that has these long tail queries, and also make sure you got them in the caption too. You should also try to create FAQ style content. On your product pages, blog posts, resource guides, add an FAQ section that answers the most commonly asked questions. You're also going to want to focus on local SEO optimization to increase visibility in specific areas while using these long tail queries. You also want to implement schema markups to provide search engines with more context about your content. content. If you don't know what this means, schema markups are basically like a set of labels that you add to a web page's code to help search engines understand what the information on that page actually means versus just what it says. You're basically teaching the search engine exactly what your content is about. Voice assistants like Alexa, Siri, Google Home, they rely on this type of clear, structured information. Now that's it for today. There is a lot to cover in terms of advertising in 2025, so I do plan on making more videos about the subject, but first, let me know what you think below, if you liked it, if you want to see more on any specific niche. I'd be happy to make a video just for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.